welcome to part 2 of Sit, Stitch and Chat with Charity from Charity Safe Haven. Get to know the face behind the brand Charity Safe Haven. And today I'll be answering Q&A about my mental health journey and why I became an advocate for mental wellness. We're going to continue with this hat, guys. I don't know, I feel like it does not want to stop. I have been stitching and it's becoming a very hectic process. So my name is Charity. I'm a certified nutritionist and I'm a mental wellness advocate. Welcome. So this will be a part 2, a continuation of this episode. If you have not watched it, please go and watch it, and don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Follow me on all my social media platforms to get nutrition and nutrition related information. Let's dive into the first question. I didn't study mental health. It's just something that I'm passionate about, but for me mental health is something dear and close to my heart, because I told you guys my story with depression and how I overcame depression when I thought nutrition will really be the it thing for me, but it didn't work out the way I wanted. I got depressed, and after I came out of that depressive state, I told myself I will be creating content and awareness around what mental health is. And I always want everyone around me to have peace of mind, because to me mental health is all about peace of mind. When everything is in tune, your emotional health, your physical health, your spiritual health, and just your overall well-being, I feel like all those encompasses what mental health means. If you don't have emotional health, you're going to be stressed and it's going to interfere with your mental health. Like I said in the first question, 2019 was a really difficult year for me. I was just fresh from KNDI. I had my license. I was very happy to be a practicing nutritionist. I've just started doing my coursework for my master's. Everything was going on for me well. So I started applying for jobs, because back then we had this linear thinking that if you did clinical nutrition, you have to just work in the clinical setting. So that was my number one trigger. So I looked for a job. I was just getting a lot of, "We regret to inform you, we've gone with another person." So 6 months down the line, I was like, did I really do the right thing, or this is wrong? So I started having issues because nothing was aligning the way I had planned. My expectations were not being met. I felt like comparison, which is a killer of joy, was taking over, because I was seeing my other classmates are getting jobs. I'm wondering how they getting jobs easily. So I started neglecting myself. I started isolating. I deactivated my social medias. I wasn't on social media for almost 3 months. I just was a potato couch or a bed couch. I used to just want to sit in my bed, not do anything, not talk to anyone, not interact with anyone. And I used to really put up a face towards other people to show them that I'm okay. And really I wasn't okay. I was really starting to exhibit signs of depression. My parents also noticed, because I was just isolating myself in this room. I wasn't leaving, I wasn't talking to anyone. I really didn't want anyone to ask me questions, because back then people would be asking you, "Where is she home? Where are you supposed to live?" and do all those things. And those things started getting to me. So I preferred my own cocoon, my own solitude, and it got so bad that I really did not speak to people. No one knew what was happening in my life. People were trying to reach out, but I wasn't letting them in. So I feel like that was when I had acute depression. I didn't let it, thank God, get to chronic depression. I really had an internal monologue with myself. I really worked hard and got myself out of that depressive state. And from then on, I really told myself I will never let me experience what I experienced back then, because I wouldn't wish that feeling, that whole episode on anyone. So it was really, really quite difficult. That's why I'm so passionate about mental wellness, mental well-being, taking a rest, noticing signs of a burnout, noticing signs of depression, anxiety, panic attack, all these mental health issues. For me, I feel like the most common myth is people with mental health issues are mad. We're not mad. A lot of people walking out here are going through one mental health issue or another. It can be as mild as just panic attacks, and then it can be worse as chronic depression, until now it turns into psychosis. So it's broad. So I feel like people just have this misconception that people who have mental health issues are mad, like crazy people. But you can be normal and you still experience anxiety, you still experience depression at one point in your life. So I feel like that is a myth we need to demystify, and we need to stop stigmatizing people who are going through mental health. I will use the story of Kimani Mbugua. Kimani Mbugua was a Citizen presenter. Right now, the way his life has turned out really breaks my heart. I always just check in what is going on with him. When I see his videos online, I feel so bad, because I'm like, this was a rising star and look where we are right now. That's why I'm really motivated along the way. If you guys will let me, I think I will start a series on mental health, a webinar series where I'll be calling people to talk about mental health. That is something I've been meaning to launch this year, so be on the lookout for that. And May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so I feel like it's a good chance for me to actually launch what I want to do, because I'm really an advocate of mental illness. For me, last year, that's when I took up this skill. Last year, I was exhibiting those signs I started exhibiting in 2019. So, right now I can say I'm grown. So I know I'm self-aware, and I've been working on my self-awareness, healing journey, self-awareness, tips and strategies to employ. So when I notice I'm feeling some type of way, I know this is not a feeling I want to experience. So I took up knitting as a side skill to just pass my time when I'm alone in nature, when I'm thinking. Crocheting really just helps me, like when I'm really engrossed. Right now I can't be engrossed because I'm talking to you guys, but when I'm alone and I'm engrossed in knitting and just looking how the needle is going so fast, it makes me happy. Like, it soothes my soul, it calms my overthinking mind, because everything I'm doing, I focus more on creating this masterpiece. So I feel like for me, it has really helped me not have a lot of free time or a lot of free energy that can be converted into those thoughts that I talk about, you overthinking, and which is not nice. For me, a safe haven for mental health, for me, nature. I always call nature my safe haven, because I usually want a place where you can sit and hear yourself think. Because when you hear yourself think, that is when you'll notice a recurrent pattern, a recurrent thought. So for me, my safe haven is usually nature. When I'm crocheting or when I'm journaling, of course I can't show you my journal, it has my very intimate personal things. When I'm journaling, when I'm crocheting, and just in nature, when I'm taking my evening walks, I always envision this place where I can have a support group of people going through similar mental health issues. We meet maybe once or twice a month in nature and just talk about how we are feeling. I think I had that in mind, so I started this group on Facebook, but promoting it has been a problem. But I just wanted that group to be a safe space for anyone with mental health issues, societal pressures, people in their 30s facing a lot of pressure. So I wanted that group to portray that. So for me, that is what safe haven looks like. For me these days, I'm demystifying those. If you have mental health issues and you feel like you need to talk to someone, please talk to people. These days we are moving towards the age where we are shedding light on what mental health issues. We are not ashamed or embarrassed about having mental, and I'm very vocal about my panic attacks, my imposter syndrome, my burnout sometimes that leads to me having paralysis, my procrastination, sometimes people pleasing. I shed light on all these key issues that affect people's mental health. So if you want to talk about it, please talk, and don't invalidate someone's feelings. They are entitled to their own feelings. Just because you're not feeling them doesn't mean they're not happening. So those are the things I try and shed light on Sundays when I post about self-care. Yeah. For me, I feel like you should be there for them. Be there for them. Don't be pushy, because for me, I didn't like people who are pushy or asking me to talk about my feelings and I'm not ready. So you have to be very patient, be present, watch out for harmful signs, because there are people way like self-inflicting pain. So you have to be careful and watchful for that. But if the person is not exhibiting those violent signs, just be there for the person. Don't let them drown, because being in a space where you're overwhelmed with your emotions, your thoughts, your mental health is not okay. Sometimes you always feel like you're in a dark pool, a dark river, a dark lake swimming, and you're drowning, and there's no one to be that anchor. So be that anchor for that person silently until they're ready to talk to you. Don't force them to talk. And if you feel like it's not working, just gently, tough love, nudge them towards seeking professional help. I feel like that is what I will tell you, because that is what I want someone to do for me. I always have three I always have three questions that I check in every day at the end of the day. How am I doing? How am I feeling? What am I grateful for? Any challenges that has occurred, I know there are four, but I always alternate between the two. I will leave them here so that you can also ask yourself at the end of each day. If you are a journaler like me, you journal. Those are the things you should be journaling, because processing your emotions will help you release some of those tension and the things that are triggering that will maybe interfere with your mental health. Like it's an ending weave. Some days you feel like, yes, this is so perfect. And then some days I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm a work in progress. I'm getting there. And sometimes I feel like this, I'm okay. I can take over the world. I will not let imposter syndrome get the best of me. I am so much better. I'm empowering. I'm a nutritionist. I'm a master student. So I feel like my emotional state will be like this ruffly hat. Some days we look like flowers. Some days we look undone or unfinished, but we are still a work in progress, and we'll keep on working on ourselves until we get to a place where we have good coping mechanisms and we're able to tackle these mental health issues. Thank you for coming along. Thank you for listening to me talk about mental health. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so be on the lookout on my pages. I'll be sharing some of the mental health tips. Sorry about the lighting, the weather is not cooperating today, but don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on all my social media platforms, and until next time, I've been yours. Bye.